So this character, the head, is something we've done already. You have the circular shape finding the center line and the eye line, and again, that can go around to the back. The mouth kind of hinged right from here, symmetrical on either side again, so it's just a little repeat, and this becomes a circular part, extending it. If you had the nose here and extended it out, it's going to be a little bit distance. I might have a little bit too far out, so I'll scooch it back. And again, you don't have to worry about erasing it, just let it become part of the drawing. There's the center line, so I'll keep that piece. And then again with the ears where they're built up and bend over, so it's this. Here's the edge to this section. And there's a folded flap, so if you can envision that part, places it into that section. The rest of the body, when they start to add this, you have to anticipate what it's going to look like and start to, again, you can do this type of thing with a gestural line. I already have it sketched out, but usually the spine of the character, here's the circular part in the beginning, the back part for the pelvis, and then they're just connecting these lines. And this gesture from the spine, anatomically, is just the tail. So just kind of leaving that as a sketched edge there. And then coming down to the base, especially like thinking of it like a sculpture, you want to put it so that it has four, even if you just put four sticks coming down, and a rectangle that's in perspective. And wherever they meet, that's where your feet are going to rest. But here they have a little bit of a arch to it. And if it starts right from that corner here, that's where this elliptical shape is going to be for the feet. And like I said, it's adding a lot to it, but at least you get the beginning section to it. So the first segment of the layout, and then it goes back into some of the detail. So again, you've done this before. This part's going around, so it's going to have the perspective involved with it. This has a little bigger shading, and then the eyes are kind of drooped in there. And the pupils. So once you get most of that sketched in, and there's the eye that it's resting on. So if you do get a little bit of the face in there, it helps with that shading there. The eyelids. And that just echoes the face. A little bit of tapering in the front. Comes all the way back. And then as you extend this out to the nose, here's a circular part for the front of the mouth. Here's the triangle for the nose. Kind of goes up a little bit. A little bit of the lower lip here for the... so here's kind of a sagginess to it, but does have a little bit of the whiskers hanging down. So you pretty much have the beginning of it, a little bit of the eyebrow coming up, and then here's the ear. Again, as it folds over, you can see a little bit on the beginning side here. Here's a circular section. When you come down to the rest of the body, try to take a look. You have it laid out, so try to look at it. There's the front of the chest, a little bit of the body, neck. They have the collar, but if you had a circular section, you could see it. Gives you that collar. Let's put a little bit of the round part with the tail. There. Come down and take a look. So here's a little bit of the shoulder. They're showing this part coming out. And it goes from kind of a narrow cylinder to a larger one down to the foot. And even though it's just an initial elliptical shape, you can start to add to it. So just kind of adding that to it would be a little more fluid with this. So he's kind of pushing the toes in a little bit. Now I'll concentrate down here on the feet. So the feet and the hands, just like before, are very expressive. So here's the shape of it. Kind of give it a little bit of a top piece to show the elevation. And find the toes in there, so they're coming across here and wrapping around. This part coming down here. Gives you a little bit of a line to it. Now again, it's just kind of set up there, so now you go back in on your own and see the thick and thin line for this. And just go through the entire sketch with that being your midpoint. So just this overlap right here is going to give a little bit of depth right to that edge. Come back to the neck a little bit. And just add a little bit more to this collar. Shading just a little bit just so you can see it build up. Take a look at the torso. And he has a spot on his back, so if it wrapped around like this, it's almost like a saddle. Up. Take a look at the tail. And this overlap line right here to show the leg. That's kind of the body. Still push a little bit more with the line, and then come back into the face and try it one more pass of all the illustration you got. overall drawn look, and then the last part just going in with a little bit of the tone, trying to shade this section in here. And here's a good example, just taking a look at this overall piece. This is where the cross contour lines, I'll just exaggerate that so you can see it. And it gets down to the legs here. This part here is where you're going to cast a shadow. It's going to wrap around and show the form of that piece on his arm. A little bit of shadow under there. I'm just putting a little cast shadow just to help it set on that surface. Something like that. So there you go. Try to get the whole